All right, so it is August 31st, which is insane, right? So we're at the end of the month, down to the wire. I know so many people are really pushing for getting those last few points in and hitting your goals for the month. But so many of you are doing so awesome. And I'm really, really proud of you. I've got, new coaches, old coaches, everyone in between, just really pushing and really trying to bring their business to another level and change as many lives as possible. So it's just been an awesome month. I know that it's been somewhat of a struggle because people are kind of all over the place when August comes around, right? People are trying to soak up those last few minutes of summer, and then, it's a little bit crazy, but you guys are doing great. You're really supporting your customers, and I'm super proud of you. So we're going to jump right into the call. What I want to do tonight is I want to just go over with you really quick housekeeping stuff as far as what my plans are for September, setting goals for September, the specials that were just released, and that kind of news. And then I'm going to jump in and talk to you guys about the importance of building relationships, having conversations that are built on trust, really investing in the people who are investing in you, getting to know them, and using that to move your business forward. So instead of focusing on a numbers game, focusing on changing lives, because, it's easy to say we're in the business of changing lives, but sometimes we get so caught up in, we want to hit SC and we want to have the PV and we want to have this and we want to have rank and we want to have that we sometimes forget, the core of that. So that's what I really wanted to talk to you guys about, especially considering it's the last day of the month. So without further delay, let's get going. So really quickly, they always announce the specials for the following month on the first day of the month, but for people who are diamond and above, we get an email. Now, I'm going to preface that by saying, do not, don't let this announcement of what next month's specials are ever have you let up the gas on August. Don't ever, if you have customers who are going to purchase the 21-day fix because it's on sale, use that still as leverage. Don't think it's going to be on sale again next month, so I'll just follow up with them tomorrow. Don't let off the gas for August, until midnight on August 31st, So anyway, that being said, it was just announced. I'm going to pull up this email just so that I have this correct. But all of the programs that were on sale this month are on sale next month, which is insane. Okay, so there are 15 challenge pack promotions. Guys, I've been doing this for over 2.5 years. There's never been 15 challenge pack promotions in a month. This is huge. Okay, so all of your challenge packs for Country Heat, 22-minute hardcore, 3-day refresh, size, PiYo, 21-day fix, and Beachbody on demand with their Kickstarters and with the performance packs for which, 22-minute hardcore gets the performance pack. They're all on sale again for $140. This value is just, it's insane. They're, for people who income or money or finance is an issue for them, this is it. This is as low as it's going to go, and you really can't get a better value for this. Especially when it comes to the fact that the more people I've been talking to recently, I don't know why, but for some reason, a lot of people who have been contacting me lately have had experience with Isagenix, which I really don't know much about. And when I tell them the cost of Shakeology, they're like, that's it? Oh my gosh. From what I understand, and I don't know the numbers, but from what I understand, we are way lower priced than Isagenix. I want to say it's $300 a month or something for them. And they're not eating real food like they are with the or a portion control system. And from what I understand, they don't taste as good. So that's just kind of something to keep in your back pocket. I don't ever like to bash another thing. If someone asks me what's the difference, I'll often tell them I really don't have any experience with that. I just know about this because it's what I know and love, and I can tell you what it's done for me. But just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Especially just if you know that, it can kind of give you confidence knowing that we really aren't that, it's not expensive. I know we're not in a society where, and I'm getting a little bit off track, but we don't live in a society where people purchase things up front, right? We don't go and buy a house cash. We don't go and buy a car cash. We don't go and buy a month's supply of groceries at a time. We buy them as we need them, right? We don't go and buy our Starbucks a month in advance. If people did that, they would not be buying Starbucks. It's the same thing, right? Shakeology is $130 a month. But when people look at what they're spending at the Starbucks drive-thru or their Dunkin' Donuts stop, it's adding up to the same thing for a lot less of what, like they're not getting as much for their money. So anyway, it's my little side note. Just use that as confidence when you're talking to people. Like, don't think, oh my gosh, this is expensive. It really isn't. It really isn't. So anyway, all of those things are on sale in September, which is huge. The other things you need to know about September is that tonight, by the end of tonight, now remember that Beachbody kind of operates on Pacific Standard Time, is tonight they are launching the 3-week yoga retreat. It's going to be on Beachbody On Demand by the end of the night tonight. So that means that any of your customers who want to try that, if they're a Beachbody On Demand customer, they're going to get to do the 3-week yoga retreat. Use that. Use that to get people locked in with Beachbody On Demand. Use that when you're talking to people about purchasing a challenge pack. You're getting a free month's trial of Beachbody On Demand. You can do that. T25, the entire program is on Beachbody On Demand right now. Masters Hammer and Chisel, the entire program is on Beachbody On Demand right now. Like, there is remarkable value on Beachbody On Demand right now, honestly. Fixate, the cooking show, the 20s, the reality show, like seriously, everything is on there. So, think about that when you're talking to your customers as well. And the Beachbody On Demand challenge pack, maybe you have a customer who's already doing a program and they just want to get a better value for their Shakeology. They could do the Beachbody On Demand challenge pack, and they're going to get 3 months of on demand plus the portion fix, which is the 21-day fix inspired eating plan with the containers for $140. Like, what? And Shakeology? Like, it just doesn't even make sense. Anyway, so that's the 3-week yoga retreat. Considering that the 3-week yoga retreat is the special this month, the Success Club prize for the month. So if you hit Success Club 5 or 10 in September, you are going to get a Beachbody yoga mat to go along with that program that's going out. So that's going on in addition, and you'll see all of this in your Coach Online office, but I'm just going to run through it really quickly. Anyone who is a new-ish coach, or anyone who is a coach who is sponsoring new coaches, or anyone who's a coach, basically, tomorrow night, Carl Deichler, our CEO, hopefully you know that already, is doing a live surge. So you can get the specifics on what time that's at. I want to say it's at 8 p.m., but I can't remember if that was Eastern or Pacific. He is going to go live for an hour and a half talking about the best way to launch your business. And he's telling you it's going to be uncensored. So he's going to really just give you the real raw deal. I absolutely love Carl and what he stands for and the way that he approaches this business and his authenticity and his integrity. So I'm excited to hear what he has to say. So please, like I said, whether you are, obviously it's going to be geared towards new coaches, but if you are a coach who is building an organization of your own and you see yourself as a leader, you need to be on that call so that you can then pass forward that information to anyone that you sponsor in the future, okay? This is going to be one that you're going to want to hold on to. You're going to want to take notes. You're going to want to share. So make sure you're on there tomorrow night. The other thing is our Health Bet kicks off on September 5th. If you're not already doing a Health Bet group, I don't know why you're not doing one. You should absolutely be doing it. Today really is the last day that people can order their programs. So use that as leverage when you're talking with people when we end this call tonight. The Coach Online Office, there is a mobile app that's coming out. So for those of you who are on your browser and you're like, let me make it, let me zoom in. There is an app. I'll tell you, I've been previewing it for the past couple of weeks. It's pretty cool. The only thing that's not on there right now that I love is the sponsorship drill down. That's like my Bible every day. And that's not on the app, but it's going to be. At Summit, they said it was going to be on there when they launch on September 7th. So we'll see if that's on there. But anyway, it's really cool. It's an easy login. It's just, I think you go through your browser to get it, and then you save it to your desk, your screen, whatever that's, home screen. and you go through it that way. But it's good. It's user friendly. It's well put out. And they're always, as always, whenever they put something out, they are then constantly making improvements and adjustments, and they're taking the feedback from those of us who have previewed it. So that's coming out September 7th. That's a huge thing for your business as far as your mobility, you know. Then what else do you need to know? September 22nd, mark your calendar. I'm marking mine now. Core de Force there's going to be a sneak peek for, nope, that's not true. I'm sorry. I'm just reading that again. It's for Elite. It's only for Elite, the sneak peek. So I will keep you posted on that. But I'm going to put that on here anyway. Core de Force, for those of you who don't know, that is the new program that is coming out in December. It is MMA inspired. It's Joel Freeman and Jericho McMatthews. They're awesome. Their energy is amazing. Their energy together is amazing. You may be familiar with them if you're familiar with the Les Mills program, Les Mills Pump, Les Mills Combat. They used to work for Les Mills, and now they are Beachbody, and they are absolutely my new favorite trainers. So that's really exciting. That's going to be, like I said, mixed martial arts inspired. So it's not like anything we have out right now. So that's exciting. That's what's going on in September. I think that is everything. That's everything from corporate, but I'm going to tell you really quickly, and then I'm going to move on to the meat and potatoes of our call. So as you know, we're doing the Health Bet Challenge. I personally have a group running right now. We started preseason. We're launching on Monday. The other things I have going for September, if you are a coach who is looking to build your business to diamond, if you have 4 active coaches and you are pushing for diamond, I'm doing a push to diamond group starting on Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to be setting that group up this weekend, and I will be posting the link for you guys to join that. You can just join, and it's basically just, you know, I'm going to be posting in there every day. I'm going to be adding value, giving you lots of different resources, lots of different perspective. I'm also going to be, you know, it's not just going to be like a follow along group where you're just looking at the posts and kind of doing them at your own speed. What I really want to do is challenge you guys to take on more of a leadership role. So there are going to be like assignments, because, you know, when you're a diamond, you really need to start to see yourself as a leader. It's not about really the content, because, you know, everyone can look at the FAQ, everyone can get the information, but it's about taking it and taking your experience and making yourself a leader, because that's, you know, when you start to build a business, you have to be able to lead. We're going to talk about building team culture. We're going to talk about just kind of thinking outside of the box. And I haven't done a group like this before, so I'm really excited. I'm teaming up with one of my good friends, Jessica Carey, who's another coach within the Dream Team. I love her energy. She is a busy, crazy, spunky mom, like I like to see myself as. So I'm excited for that. We're going to do weekly calls and things like that. So that starts on Tuesday the 6th. Then I'm going to do a free group the week of the 12th, just to kind of give you guys an idea of that. Last month, or this month rather, I did the free Olympic inspired group where we gave them like a different workout move each day and just kind of made it fun. So I'm hoping to do something along those lines again this month. Obviously not Olympics, but maybe like, you know, with football coming around, maybe I'll do something NFL inspired. I don't know. And then, oh, you know what, actually, as I'm saying that, that could be a good one, because you could do like, you know, like NFL, like agility stuff, you know, like a different like agility inspired NFL workout kind of a thing, moves every day. And then also you could give them like tailgating recipes and cocktail recipes and things like that to kind of hook in that football crowd, you know. That's going to be the week of the 12th. That week also, on the 15th, I am heading to Destin, Florida for the Dream Team Retreat. So Melanie's personally sponsored coaches are headed, or I'm sorry, not all of her personally sponsored, but her leaders are headed to Destin. She rented a huge house. There are, I think, 25 of us staying there, and we are going to be getting training from the 15th through the 19th. It's almost like a mini summit. So Jeremy Red and Kim Carver from corporate are going to be there training us, which I'm so excited about, because not only do I get to experience it, which is really awesome, I'm going to be honest, but I'm able to then bring this training back to you. And I not wait. So what I'm going to do is while I'm there, I'm going to be obviously taking nuggets, taking notes, reaching out to you guys, pouring into you as much as I possibly can while I'm there. But when I come back, I'm going to use that as fuel for a sneak peek. So on the 20th through the 22nd, I'm going to do a sneak peek with an opportunity call on the 22nd. Okay. And then finally, the last thing I have to announce for September is I'm going to do my preseason for my October group. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I'm going to do a preseason for that group on the 26th so that my new group will kick off on October 3rd when the Health Bet group ends. Okay, so that's what my September calendar looks like. If you guys weren't able to write that down, I will post it. Give me 1 second before we move on. I'm just going to plug my computer in so it doesn't die. Da, da, da. All right, so here we go. So as I was saying, you know, the whole purpose of this call tonight was I wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of building relationships that are formed on trust and really taking interest in the people who you have as your potential customers, and then your customers. So, you know, as I said, so often this can become a business built on numbers. And it can be, you know, I hit Success Club this month and I had, you know, my income was whatever this month and my PV was this month and I had, you know, I signed this many coaches and I'm this many, you know, I'm an emerald or I'm a diamond or I'm almost there or whatever, right? We can get so caught up in that because that, you know, because of whatever your goals are. Like for me, you know, obviously at the heart of this, I want to help people and I want to help myself and I want to end this trend of obesity. But obviously I need to build an income and I want to, you know, be present with my kids and I want to be able to be home with them and I want to be able to take them on vacations and save for their college and pay off my debt and all of those things. So I have to focus on the numbers to an extent. But the problem is sometimes we get so caught up in that numbers game that we forget about what's important. And we forget about the fact that we're not going out there and selling Cutco knives, right? We are selling a product that has the opportunity for someone to take it, use it, and change their life, right? I've said a million times that when we are approaching people and we're inviting people, like this is a very personal thing. And I think that sometimes we forget that. We glaze over that. We sometimes think about ourselves too much, I guess. You know, when we're inviting, we're so afraid to invite because we don't want people to say no. And we're so afraid to reach out to people. And then if someone doesn't answer us, we kind of take it personally when there can be so many other things going on. And I'm not going to get into all those other things and those other reasons why people aren't answering, right? But think about the fact that this is a personal thing. Like, when was the last time you told someone how much you weigh? Or when was the last time you told someone, like, you know, a stranger even, that you wanted them to help you lose weight? Like, it's not something that naturally happens. We have all chosen this, and we all live in this happy Beachbody bubble where we think this is normal, and it's not, right? People don't normally do these things. So right away, we're asking people to step outside of their comfort zone. So we have to think about the fact that we are given the opportunity to really have people trust in us. And so the reason I thought of this today was because, you know, as I said, it's the last day of the month. It's the last day of our week, right? So obviously we're sitting there and we're going, oh, I'm at SC4, I need to get to 6. Or, oh, I'm at SC8, I need to get to 10. Or, oh, I need to sign another coach. Or, oh, my volume's only 300 and I wanted it to be 500. Or whatever it is, right? We're so caught up in our goals. And we're so caught up in, I've been talking to Susie and she's just not purchasing. And I told her it's on sale and she's not biting. And I don't, you know, how can I get her to do it? And so what I want you to do is take a step back, and I want you to think, when you are approaching people and when you're posting and when you are, you know, even when you're posting every single day or you're having conversations with people, what are you hoping to get out of that? Obviously, we want to make a sale. Obviously, we want to have a new challenger, right? But I want you to forget the fact that there are points attached to it. I want you to think about the power that you have. I want you to think about, why would someone want to do this? Think more about their thought process. Think back to when you started out as a challenger. For me, when I started out as a challenger, I started out as a coach at the same time. So for me, it was, I wanted to earn an income and I wanted to lose the baby weight. I share often on my wall. I get very personal on my own Facebook page, and when I do a live video or when I do a post about the fact that I do struggle with body image, and I did struggle with body image before, and I was uncomfortable, and there are times when I still get dressed and I'm in tears and I'm calling myself fat and I'm stomping around the house because I don't like the way something looks, right? That's the truth for so many people. And so what I want you to do when you're crafting your posts on your wall, or you're reaching out to someone or someone's reaching out to you, I want you to truly step back and think, okay, what is going to be the best solution for them? Why do they want this? Okay, so when you're having conversations with people, or if someone reaches out to you or you reach out to them, are you just saying to them, hey, I'm running this group and I think, it would be a really good fit for you? Or, hey, I don't know if you've seen my posts. I've done this. Hey, I don't know if you've seen my posts, but I recently became a Beachbody coach and I love the products and it's really changed my life so much. And I would love to tell you more information and get you set up with a program. Do you think you'd be interested? Which is all well and good, but it's so centered on me. I did this and I want you to do it. And I think you'd be great. Versus them. So take a step back. What are you asking people? Are you asking them, what does your nutrition currently look like? What do you find to be your biggest struggle? What do you think would be the best part of you doing this, right? You want to ask them questions to get them to get personal with you, because they all have excuses. Everybody has excuses, right? Oh, my job, or when you're talking to your customer, ideally, you want to know, what do they do for a living? What challenges do they face with their nutrition? Is it that they're working 12-hour shifts and they can't eat healthy, or they live with a husband who's buying Oreo cookies at night, and making milkshakes when you're trying to eat healthy, right? Or what is it? What is going on? You want to know, because you can't offer solutions if you don't know a problem, right? You can't just slap a Band-Aid on something if you don't know where the problem is. And the thing is too, if you're having these conversations and you're getting to know them as people, then when you follow up with them, you can kind of use it against them. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean, today's August 31st and you've been talking to Jane since August 1st and she's just still not doing it and she's still not investing. So when you follow up with Jane on August 31st, you can say, well, Jane, I know you were so excited to start this group because you wanted to fit into that black dress when you go on your anniversary dinner on September 15th. Do you think you're ready? Use those things. Why do you want to do this? What is it going to feel like when you reach your goal? What are you struggling with? Maybe it's that you've been talking with someone and they're a teacher and they said to you, the summer's a little bit too crazy. I'm not ready to be on a schedule, but when I go back to work, I'm going to need something that's quick and easy. So then you're following up with them and saying, hey, Sue, I know you're going back to school this week. Are you so excited? How's your classroom coming along? And then you start a conversation with Sue and you say, oh, I just wanted to let you know, I know we talked about that health bet group that I've got going on. I'd love for you to join us because I know that if you do Shakeology and 22-minute hardcore, you're going to be able to get a 22-minute workout in before you start your day and then have your Shakeology on the way to work so that you're not skipping breakfast like you always were. Now, I wouldn't be able to say those things if I didn't ask Sue, what are your struggles? Okay, it's time. I don't have a lot of time because, I have to get up early. Okay, 22-minute hardcore, it's 22 minutes. I don't have time to eat breakfast in the morning, so I'm going to Starbucks and getting an egg sandwich, which is loaded with preservatives and sodium and whatever. So here's your solution. 22-minute hardcore, you're done in 22 minutes. Shakeology, you'd make it and you drink it on your way to work. But again, I can't say those things if I didn't ask those questions and get that information beforehand. Does that make sense? So you really need to build your conversation. You need to have conversations and you need to to kind of like just get to know these people, even your challengers. Like I'm guilty of having people in a challenge group and being like, wait, what do they do again for a living? What's their like, what's going on with them? You know, like there's so much that's going on with people. And then also know that like people, again, it's uncomfortable. So they may not want to open up to you and they may come back with excuses and whatever it is, but you kind of have to know that too. Like I just had someone tell me the other day, you know, they reached out and they were so ready to get started. They want to feel back to their baby weight and this and that and the other thing. And then I followed up with them and said, hey, Courtney, you know, I know you really were interested in Health Vet and getting back into your pre-baby shape. I want to make sure you get your stuff before we kick off. Are you ready? And she was like, I really wish I was, but I can't believe it. We just got another new puppy. And now, you know, I've got the baby who's not sleeping through the night and the new puppy and this and that and the other thing. And she sent me a message today. It comes through and I didn't see it. And then it says like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to send that to you. And it was like one of those like recipe videos of like Oreo-gasmic cake. She sent me like this like crazy recipe. And like, so obviously guys, when someone tells you no, it has nothing to do with you. It's so, you know, that's where she's at right now. But despite the fact that she has the puppy. So now I can kind of take note of that and follow up with her later on. But so you just want to have conversations with people. You want to get to know them. You want to know what makes them tick? Like, why would this be good for them? And the same thing with the business. You know, when you're talking with people about the business, you know, ask people how their life is going. How are they liking their job? You know, how are things going with their kids? And, you know, if it's someone who's going back to work and you're like, hey, are you excited to go back to work? Or how are you feeling about leaving the kids? Those are all conversations that you can have that you don't right away have to be like, then you should be a coach. But you kind of like plant the seed, write it down as you're having these conversations. So when you follow up with them, you can say, hey, I know exactly how you feel. When I had Grayson, I was looking for every opportunity to not go back to work. And then I found coaching and I was like, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. Let me at least try it. And now here I am, 2.5 years later, still doing this. So you just want to find things that you can say, that you can know about them, that you can genuinely relate to. So do your research, look at their wall before you're having conversations, come up with questions. When you're talking about their health and fitness, get to know what are their goals. But, you know, obviously when we have a challenge group and we do our preseason, we tell people, tell us what your goals are. But you should know those goals before you even start, right? Like, I mean, there are cases when people just come to me and they say, hey, I want to do the 21-day fix, right? So I don't really have to match them up with a program, but I should still say, okay, you know, what are you struggling with? All right, this is how the fix is going to help you. What are some of your things? Like, oh, you don't like to eat vegetables? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Or, oh, you need to avoid, you know, this, that, and the other thing. Or, oh, your husband's a picky eater. Okay, here's what we're going to do. So that you can really personalize your approach with them and you can get to know them. So that, again, it's whether it's getting them to be your customer in the first place, or then once they are your customer, having that relationship with them. You know, you're their coach, and it's not just because you slap up some information each day in a group and let them go. It's because you're then their friend. You know, you are there to support them and cheer them on. And that's what this is all about. So it really is a business built on relationships, business built on trust, because it has to be. It's a personal thing. Weight loss, health and fitness, body image, all of that, the struggle is so personal, and it always goes deeper than people think. You know, there's always something else going on that people don't realize. And so that's something to think about too, even when you're running your challenge groups. Like, how can you get people to open up a little bit more and to realize what's, you know, going on in their lives that is also contributing to their ability to stick with a goal and to stay on track. Like for me, I've been talking a lot about how my anxiety comes into play and how I sometimes don't realize that, you know, like these are all things too, guys, that I then use on my wall when I'm making my public posts, because I know that if I'm doing that, it's speaking to someone and that's going to catch their attention. So it's not just sweaty selfie. It's my struggles. It's here's what's happening, or here's what I used to do, and now this is what's changed because of, you know, and I don't ever try to paint a perfect picture. Like I really try to be as open and honest as I can be. And I have to, another thing with that, with being personal, is that it takes a lot to get to that point where I am right now in my business, as far as my ability to be really transparent. The reason that I'm okay with doing that is because I don't think about the people who are going to judge me. I don't ever think about that. I honestly don't. And quite honestly, I'm more comfortable doing those posts in private when no one's around. Like, it's just me, because I truly feel like I'm talking to myself. It's like a memoir of my own. Like, I don't talk with many people about the fact that I have anxiety, and the fact that when I wake up in the morning, if I don't get my workout in, I get anxiety. And I finally realized that it's because I'm so afraid that if I skip that workout, I'm going to be back to where I used to be. And that's crazy. And it has taken me this long to realize that. So as soon as I realized it, and truly, I think I realized it as I was going live yesterday, I want to share that with people, because I want them to know this is what's going on. And some people are maybe like, why the hell is this girl talking about this on Facebook? Like, who cares? But the point is, someone cares, and it's going to help someone, right? And that's the whole purpose of this business, is using our experiences to then help other people. It's not claiming we're experts. It's really, as I've said a million times, being a professional friend maker or friend, right? That's what this is all about. And that's what sets us apart from getting a gym membership or joining Weight Watchers or drinking whatever other things are on the market, right? We are the thing that separates us from everything else. It's not about the product. Obviously, we're lucky that this product sells itself and speaks for itself. But we're what people are investing in. They could go and buy it on an infomercial, right? We've all watched those infomercials. And they could buy it from any one of us, but we need to be the reason that they buy it from us, because they're getting us, right? All right, I saw a comment come through. So what's a good comeback for a cost objection? I built a relationship with about 50 people, stayed up late, related with them, and in the end it was, the cost. Liz, can you be more? So first of all, I'll start by saying I would start to do more posts about that. And it doesn't have to be like so blatant, but it could just be like just little. Gary Vaynerchuk has a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And he talks about how you kind of put these jabs out there, so it's just like little bits, breadcrumbs, and then it's like a hook, like a right hook, like coming at them, so like you're here, 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 and then right hook and getting them in. So your jabs are going to be anything with cost objection. So it could be, and it doesn't even have to be like, here's my Starbucks and here's my Shakeology. It could just be like a total of, whatever, like this is what a day of eating looked like for me. Or I did one time that was like, because so many people are like, oh, I make my own shakes. And so what I did was I looked at like some of the ingredients in Shakeology, and I was like, spelled out the cost of what it would cost me to make it. And I truly did. Like, I looked back at what I used to drink, like whatever I used to put in my shakes that wasn't anywhere near the nutritional value. And I just spelled that out. And I just was like, okay, it used to cost me this and now it costs me that. So you could do kind of things like that, depending on really, I think, take note of what it is. And then also, can you be more specific, like what exactly they're saying? Are you then coming back with anything at all? Are you just ending the conversation there? I don't know if I can't see you. Liz, I still don't see your picture, so I don't see if she's, all right, I'll keep talking while I'm waiting to see if she types. The other thing is, there's a method called feel, felt, found. Okay, so feel, felt, found, meaning if someone says to you, you know what, I would love to join your group, but I just don't have the money. Or, you know what, I would love to, but whatever, it's just too expensive. Or I can't spend that right now. You could say to them, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way until I found that, this is what was going on. So I know exactly how you feel about the price, because I felt the same exact way. To be honest with you, I really I get anxiety about spending money. When I'm at the grocery store, I try not to look at the total. And if I'm with my husband, I'll walk away and say, you pay it. And then I get an alert on my phone and it's all over anyway. But I finally found that, the money that I was spending to make my own shake or the money that I was spending to grab the coffee and the sandwich from Starbucks was more at the end of the month than that shake was costing me. Truly, it was. The difference is, you're spending this up front. But if you put aside $4 a day for the next month, you'd have it covered. Like, where are you right now, what are you eating for breakfast? And you say that to them. Or, I know exactly how you feel, but I found that I was spending, $70 a month on the gym, and I wasn't going every day because there was no one there to hold me accountable. And then when I did go, I was going up to the snack bar and buying a $6 shake at the end because I needed something to fuel my body. So, I was spending $70 a month, only going maybe 3 times a week at best. And then I was spending $6 every time. So that was, if I went, 3 times a week, that was $18 a week on top of the 70 I was spending. Like, way more than that at the end of the month. If I canceled my membership, I had nothing. Whereas at the end of this month, if you cancel, you still have that program for the rest of your life, right? So those are the conversations you want to have with people. And you truly just, I think that comes back to the relationship thing. You want to just let them know, how they feel, because truly, like, Liz, I hope you're still listening to me. You do know how they felt because you went through this, like, especially when it comes to the coaching thing. For how long was I approaching you or you were watching me, or you had been my customer and then you stopped. You were drinking Shakeology and then you stopped. So in that interim, what did you find? I know exactly how you feel. In fact, I used to drink Shakeology and then I stopped, but then I found whatever, right? Does that make sense? So just think about those things. And also too, I think when someone says something like that to you, don't feel like you have to go back right away, because you want to really give it some thought and let them know you do know how it feels. Like, it's, like I said, it is a numbers game, and we want an income, and we want to earn rank, and we want to earn Success Club. But at the end of the day, if it's not right for someone, it's not right for them. And it's nothing against us. It's not about us, right? Take yourself out of the equation. So when they're saying to you, this is the thing, you do know, like, I do know, I debate spending $10 on a workout tank at Target because I don't want to spend money. So I do know what it feels like. But I also know that this is my body I'm investing in, right? And I know that I feel healthier when I'm drinking Shakeology. And I know that I stay on track with my nutrition when I'm drinking Shakeology. And I know that by being a part of these challenge groups, I'm keeping myself accountable to my goals. And I've made friendships that are indispensable to me. And, I'm in the best shape of my life. And I'm trying my darndest to be around for as long as I can for my kids. So those are all things that I can say to people. And it's not comfortable. It's uncomfortable for you to even say those things. It's uncomfortable for me to then come back at them. But you have to. And even if they say no now, you're still planting a seed, and they may come back to you later on. So that's the other thing. Don't get too, like I said, take yourself out of it. Don't get too caught up. And especially like when you're talking with people, don't feel like, oh, I just put in all this time for nothing. And just really quickly, I'll share with you guys, I think if you've been on my calls before, I know we've got some new people on here, but there are people who I have had conversations with, or I have given suggestions to, and I've even done a live video or a private video of different moves for people to help them with their arms for their wedding, or, to spell out a nutrition plan for them. And they've never purchased a thing from me. Or I've even had people in my groups who haven't purchased things from me. And I have people who are doing programs and don't drink Shakeology. And, there's a struggle, because I think some people are like, well, I don't let them in my groups if they're not drinking Shakeology, or, oh, I'm not going to let them in if. Here's the deal. I just feel like, obviously, you don't want to give away your services for free. Yes, there is that fine line between the fact that this is a business and you want to help people. But I also think, like, sometimes you have to use your judgment, and you have to realize that you do have to, like, if it makes you feel good to give, then give, because it's going to come back, right? Even if that person is never going to purchase from you ever, they may refer someone to you. Or you could even say to them, like, hey, do you mind, like, just shouting me out on your wall for helping you, or, suggesting me to some of your friends. Like, ask them for referrals or whatever the case may be. But also, don't ever feel like, well, I had this conversation for nothing, because you're helping people and you're building, your own experience with having conversations and your own experience with being a coach. This isn't an overnight business, right? It's not. So it's not going to be, you're not going to be Melanie Mitchell when you wake up tomorrow morning, right? We all would love to be, but it's not going to happen. And it didn't happen for her that way. And I know that, so it can be frustrating and it can be discouraging at times, but you're helping people, you're helping yourself, and it is going to pay off. Consistency is key. And I was just looking at something before we got on this call, and I just want to share it with you really quickly. Before I kind of open this up to what you guys have to say. Okay. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to build and deepen relationships. You've heard it said that sales is a contact sport. It is. You have to be in consistent contact with people to earn their trust so that they will do business with you. The big secret revealed: stay in contact with all your relationships, old and new, consistently. Follow up 7 to 10 times on every invite, and make sure nobody ever falls through the cracks. Easy, right? It's definitely not easy, but it is doable. I'm reading over that. So basically, you need to be consistent with people. You need people to know too. Like, sometimes I think we get so discouraged and we don't want to follow up with people, but I think if we do follow up with them, it shows them that we're not just looking for a sale, right? And I don't think follow up, I mean like, hey, are you ready to purchase now? It's just, hey, how's it going for you? Like, how have you been doing with X, Y? And again, so if you're having those conversations with people and you're getting to know more about their goals, or you think about their objections, like this girl, again, who with the puppy, right? I can go back to her in 2 weeks. I can put it on my calendar. I have this new sheet I've been using. I got it on Etsy. Jen Jeffries posted this the other day. You could buy it in like a spiral form for $30, but you could buy the PDF for $5 and print them out yourself. So I did that. But I can go back to that and I can follow up with her and say like, hey, how's it going with the puppy? Now, when I do that, she is like, oh crap, she wants me to do her challenge group, but I'm not saying that, right? I'm just saying, hey, how's it going with the puppy? And then I can go into, are you able, then I can go into her health and fitness as it's related to that, or I can just leave it. But the point is, I can just be a friend. And 9 times out of 10, when I reach out to someone and I don't mention Beachbody, it's almost like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, is that all they think I care about? Because they'll say like, hey, I'm doing really great. Yeah, vacation was awesome. Oh, I've been really doing bad with my health. Like I haven't worked out in months. Like they know what you do. If you're consistent with your posts, they know what you're looking for, but you don't have to say it. You just take interest in them, So just do that. Just add value to people's lives, be consistent with your posts, and just be in the business of helping people and forming relationships. And I promise you the rest will come, and Liz, to that, I'm going to also say, before I turn it over to see if you guys have any questions, Liz, I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself, and I don't want to put you on the spot. You can even type it in if you want to, but a couple of weeks ago, so for those of you who don't know Elizabeth Ellis, you can see her name, Liz, she has been a coach for a few months, and she went to Summit with us. So she was in Nashville with us, and I have to tell you that since then, and as she's saying here, she feels like she's spending a lot of time with people and she's not really getting anywhere. As I said, it's not an overnight success, and it does take consistency, and a lot of times it takes trust. People need to see that you're doing this and that you're not giving up, because they're not going to it's almost like you're not going to invest in something or someone that's not going to be around for a long time, right? You need to kind of see that they're sticking it out, and then you're like, oh, I'll go there. Like a new restaurant, like you may go there once, but or you may not go there, but you want to see that other people are going, and that like they're not closing down in a month or whatever it is, right? So anyway, Liz, a few weeks ago, I think I was on a call with you, and you had said something like, I think I was approaching it the wrong way. I was approaching it just from the money standpoint. And I don't even remember what you said after that, but I just feel like this could kind of relate to that. So Liz, I don't even know if you can hear me because I can't see your face, But do you remember saying that? And if so, what changed and how have you changed your focus?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I did say that. I felt like I was just trying to get the points and get people signed up just so that I can basically just start my business. And even though we are starting our business, it's more I need to focus on helping people be healthier, because that's why I started. Like when my mother tells me that, now her skirt that she's been eyeing is now looser, or that she's excited about these other recipes, like I get excited. And that's what it's all about. It's not about, well, what is she going to buy next, or if she's going to buy something and who else can I get to buy something. It's more about who else can I help to make feel this good as we feel.
Yeah. Awesome. And I know, I know that some people, Liz included, may even be like, well, that's great, but that's not helping me. But I promise you guys that if you stick with this and you have that mentality, it's going to shine through. I feel like when you are writing a post, or when you're speaking, or when you're going live, or you're having conversations with people, they know your intentions, right? And you have to just always be at the heart of knowing that you could be helping someone, and you could really be inspiring someone to change their life. Like there are, and truly, I think that I've had conversations with so many people who have said the same thing. I know when I was at Summit talking with Jen Jeffries, she said the same thing. Like, I have this one I have this one acquaintance, I'll say. And if you've been on my calls before, you've heard me say this, who from, I think, day 3 of me being a coach has followed me and has reached out to me a few times and has never purchased anything. And really, I don't even think, maybe in the beginning she inquired, but she has just countless times she has said to me, like, I just want you to know that you inspire me and you motivate me to be healthier, and to, help my daughter be healthier, and to, help her make healthier choices, and to serve healthier meals. And, you just always check in with me and see how I'm doing. Like, I don't ever check in and say, hey, Deborah, I'm starting a group. Do you want to join? I just say, hey, Deb, how's it going? And that's it. With her, that's it, unless I see something going on her page. But the fact that I know that there are people like her who are watching me, whether they ever purchase something from me or not, like, that's not what it's all about. And I think that because I try to have that mentality, when I have that mentality, that's when I'm most successful. And when I'm just starting conversations and adding friends and liking people's posts and commenting on them and taking the rest out of it, that's when I'm most successful, because it's not tunnel vision. It's truly just leading from the heart and sharing my heart. And when I share my heart and I'm transparent, that's when I reach more people. So I hope that's helpful. Do you guys have any questions about this? Liz, thank you so much for sharing. And thank you also for talking about, the objections that you're getting. Hopefully that helps you. Like I said, that book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, I haven't read it personally yet, but I know that a lot of people suggest it for those reasons. But definitely start talking to those financial objections. And that's something we can kind of get a thread going and share some stuff on our page too, on our team page. Christina, do you have a suggestion for building friends and networks when I need to have a private page? All right, so one of the things you guys need to be doing, and I think that we don't talk about this enough, is you need to be adding like 5 friends a day. Okay, so if you're not adding new friends every day, you need to be growing your network. And I try to do this, and I haven't been doing as good with it as I could be. Like, I looked the other day and I have 1,700 friends, which is a lot, but I could have more. I think the cap is like 4,000 or 5,000. So I could continually be doing this. And actually on this sheet, one of the columns is add friends, and there are 6 spaces here. So you need to be adding new contacts each and every day. So that's something I would do. What if I can't just add new friends? I'm in a rock and a hard place with that. Can you share what you mean?
Is it okay if I just explain it to you this way?
Yeah.
Okay. My boyfriend is in the military, so because of security reasons, they suggest that we only add anybody affiliated with him, only add people that you actually know. like on a personal level. So like for me to reach out and be like, oh, we have mutual friends, let me add you and then get to know you, that's like kind of considered a no-no.
You know what? Talk to Megan McGrath. I think her last name is McGrath on here. She's on our team. She's one of my personally sponsored coaches. She's actually in the military.
Okay.
So talk to her and see what she says. I mean, yeah, Kim, that's a good suggestion. Join groups and make new friends. So join like, Facebook groups that are related to your interests, like with whatever is going on in your life, whatever your interests are, and form relationships with them in there. So don't just go in there and be like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. Like just form relationships in there. And then when you feel comfortable, you can send them a friend request. Yeah, I would do it that way. But yeah, like I said, I would talk to Megan. I mean, I know that I will tell you there are a ton of military Beachbody coaches. So it's definitely possible. Like there are people, not just on our team, but if you go into the Dream Team too, are you in the Dream Team page? Did Alyssa add you to that? Okay. Go in there. Like there are tons. Val Bazo, her husband's in the military. She's like one of the elite coaches on the Dream Team. I'm trying to think of people just off the top of my head, but there are a ton. So
yeah, and it may not be as serious as like I'm taking it, but
right.
My boyfriend just got active duty. Like he just graduated and commissioned and everything. So like he's still a noob. So like everything we're taking super seriously right now.
Well, and you know what?
Not sure about it yet.
I don't know if you follow Bonnie Engel. She's number 2 right now, the number 2 coach in the whole entire organization. Her husband's in the military too.
Okay.
So, I mean, like I said, it's, I would maybe just kind of do some digging and see, but you have to do with what you're comfortable with too, but also I'm sure there are people who are like, how many friends do you have on Facebook right now?
Good question.
Okay. Well, anyway.
646.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are even people like if you look and you're like, oh my gosh, like there's someone I went to high school with. I'm not friends with them. There's someone from my hometown. I'm not like people. And going back to the girl, Deborah, I was talking about before, like she's someone who was an acquaintance of mine in high school and most of my customers and even the people who are on my team, my personally sponsored coaches, were never people like in my tight circle. They were people who like, oh, I went to college with them. Oh, it was never like, so reach out. And did you fill out that memory jogger?
Mm-hmm. I started it.
Okay.
And then the year happened.
Yeah, go back to that because I'm sure there are people who you already are like real friends with that you need to add on Facebook.
Okay.
All right. I would do that. And then also ask people for referrals too. Good question. Anyone else? Questions? No? Good? All right. All right. So I guess if we are good, guys, then that's all I've got for you. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this all made sense. And I am going to end this call. It is 9:27, so 3 minutes early, which is probably a record for me. And it is August 31st. So I hope that you are going out there and, getting off this call and following up with people and having conversations. And again, really quickly, because obviously I can't end before 9:30. It's like not in my DNA. When it comes down to this, if I can just give you one piece of advice about the relationships and the trust and all of that and being in the business of helping people versus selling, think about that when you're posting and think about when you go through your Facebook posts, like when you get off this call tonight, after you follow up with people and have conversations and invite the last few to get to your goal for the month, look at your Facebook wall. Does it look like you are selling or does it look like you are sharing and adding value? If I go on your Facebook page right now, am I going to see stock photos of Beachbody products or am I going to see you and what this company and these products have done for your life and the struggles that you have and the solution that Beachbody and these challenge groups and coaching has done for you? Because that's what you want it to be. And oftentimes you want to go back to your own wall and think of it, look at it from an outsider's perspective, or find a success partner. If you don't already have a success partner, find someone, buddy up with them and ask them to go and look at your wall, or ask your upline sponsor coach to go and look at your wall and give yourself that gut check. And then go back and look at your conversations. Sometimes I'll go to have a conversation with someone and I'll like pull up the message box and I'll see like an old invite where I was like, hey, I'm not sure if you saw, but I just signed up for your Beachbody coach and I'm super excited and I did T25 and I lost all this weight and I want you to join me. What do you say? And I'm like, shit, why did I do that? Right? because we don't know. And and I look back and I'm like, that was awful. Like that was, my intentions were good, but it was probably that I just wanted to like spew, click, close, and be done. And like hope for the best, right? But instead, form relationships, add value, be a product of the product, right? That's the vital behavior. So hopefully that was helpful. I am going to end it. It's 9:29. Guys, let's end August strong. Let's start September strong and just keep leading with your heart. So have an amazing night, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.